ya van días y varias semanas.
He hasn't given no response, and it's been days, and it's been weeks, and he has... What do you think, Sarah, of this canyon right here?
It's absolutely incredible. I haven't been to Tijuana in a lot of years, and seeing how wide open it is. I mean, I don't know if you could turn the camera around and show everyone just how wide open it is. It's incredible.
A couple of questions. So. Rashida, what is your opinion on the massive child trafficking that is happening? Y espero logren su objetivo de la justicia a su país. Luchen por su país. Say the basically fight for your country. Están bloqueando el acceso. ¡Viva! La Policía Federal o la autoridad nos está deteniendo el acceso y nos está deteniendo el paso para poder cruzar hacia el Zócalo, señores.
God bless everybody that's watching. God bless our country of Mexico, our city of Tijuana, and God bless the United States of America, and God bless Cuba people. Let's free the people of Cuba as they are going through right now a horrific situation. And the audio spotty. Yes, I know something is going on with the audio. Let's see if we got better audio. Right there. Breaking the audio. Wow. Let's see right there if we got audio. The sound is really bad. Facebook. Ay, Facebook, hijo de tu madre. Testing, testing, two. Testing, two, testing. Two, dos, testing. Is that better? Okay, sound is really bad. This is the problem with censorship, people. This is why you guys have to help us fight censorship. Is it getting better? Is it, do we got it better? Is it better? Good now, much better. How's everybody doing? God bless everybody that is watching. Again, God bless our country of Mexico, our city of Tijuana, and God bless the United States of America, and God bless Cuba. Help us fight censorship, people. If, a lot of people say, what can we do, Oscar? If you guys don't share, if you guys don't give it a like to the video, we cannot break the algorithms. So it's not even, the whole purpose is to get the video out. You guys have to help us share the video. So today we have a special guest. She is a Cuban migrant that she lives actually in the United States of America. She is extremely fluent with English, and she's going to explain what is going on with Cuba right now. What is specifically going on with Cuba? I put this video together of what it's happening right now in Cuba and what is extremely happening right now with the oppression that the Cuban people are living right now. I will do a live feed for people that are joining in and they want Spanish. After this live feed, I will do a live feed at 3 o'clock in the evening with Carlos Rivera, that he is a political, a political public figure in Puerto Rico. And we will talk about this current situation, what is living in Puerto Rico, and also we will talk about what is happening in Cuba. So I put this little video together for everybody to see, for everybody to watch. My God, Facebook, you are censoring like you don't even imagine. This is horrible what they're doing to us, man. But we are going to keep on going. This is the actual situation. And see this video. How horrible it is what the Cuban people are going through right now. Watch this video. This is actual clips of what the reality of what is happening right now interiorly in Cuba.
Esto no es montaje, esto es realidad. La dirección y todo. Esto es calle 24, entre López y García. Desde las 6 de la mañana que se lo encontraron ahorcado, mira. Porque en este gobierno nadie responde. vamos. Ay, por Dios. La policía se llama.
Wow. Unbelievable. It's just unbelievable. Every single thing of this video is just incredible. How's everybody doing? Oscar Blue right here, live broadcasting you from Tijuana, Mexico. We are live at Facebook and we're live at YouTube. My God, these platforms are, unworkable anymore. And we're trying to do our best. Please share the video out. Buy me a coffee is on top of the link if you guys like to contribute to our independent reporting. Buy me a coffee is on top of the link. Thank you so much. As soon as we start playing videos about what actually is going on in Cuba, it is being censored. And inevitably, the most amazing thing is the statements of the president of Mexico today regarding the situation of Cuba. And not only that, not only the situation in Mexico, about the president of Mexico speaking about this, the New York Times, CBS, PBS, all these leftist, mainstream medias saying that the rising of the people in Cuba, it is because of, the people that they don't want the vaccine. It is because of that. It is not because of 62 years of oppression on this communistic system that it has not worked. For the longest of time, it has not worked. I'm waiting for my first guest to arrive. She is a Cuban migrant, which she is living in Colorado. And she will be talking right now as soon as I see her connecting to the app. And as soon as I see her right here on the back of the studio, I will be, interviewing her of what the reality and truth about the situation right now in Cuba. She has also, family members in Cuba. As I brought yesterday, another migrant that she is living in Jamaica, and ultimately she has moved out from Cuba to Jamaica, and she has been living there 2 years. This complete oblivious and blatant lie about the left, about the actual situation on how they are portraying this. By the way, I want to ask a question. Where is Joe Biden on this? Where is Kamala Harris on this? Where is Alexandria Ocasio, that she is a tyrant to a communistic and socialistic ideologies? Where is all Rashida Tlaib? Where are all your Congress leftists? Where are all the Cuban artists? Did they are in love with the capitalist United States of America? Where are they right now expressing their concern for their island, for their heritage, for their own people? Where are they? It's amazing how they are, potentially, not to be seen. So we're waiting for our first guest. Her name is Maggie. And, she is a Cuban American. Hopefully she can connect right now. And we are going to interview her right here as soon as she connects. This is an amazing video, man. All of this video is just completely just incredible. It's just all this video, all of these clips that I'm showing right here, all of them are just unbelievable. The people, how they are tired of this. And everybody has been broadcasting. Everybody has been broadcasting amazingly about this. But nobody has been saying, actually how Cubans feel. Nobody has been saying this. And the majority of the people, they are buying into the idea that Cuban people have been okay from 62 years. 62 years of being okay. 62 years. They think that 62 years is okay. And this is a blatant lie. We have our first guest right here. She is a Cuban migrant. She lives actually in Colorado. And we have been talking about this. This is, this is Maggie for everybody that is watching. She is a Cuban American that actually lives in the United States of America, and she is Cubana. How you doing, Maggie?
I'm doing good, Oscar. How are you?
Thank you so much for giving me the time of the day, Maggie. Everybody in the live feed, welcome Maggie. She is a Cuban American that she's actually living in Colorado. And we have been talking about the actual situation that is happening right now in Cuba, which is really sad. As I was, showing this video, Maggie, of your island, of your people. How does this, affects your family? I know that your mom also lives with you. She is, 100% Cuban also. She lived over there also. How is this affecting your family, and how is this affecting the Cuban community?
Well, first, thank you for having me on. I was on, but somehow I couldn't get through. But thank you for having me. It's a lot of emotions. We don't have a huge population of Cubans in Colorado, but we do have some in Denver, Colorado Springs. We have them scattered around. I live in a small town with my mom, they don't understand. I don't think they really understand or comprehend what actually is going on unless you, you know, like Florida does, Miami and them. But it's very emotional. You know, it's almost like you feel helpless. You want to just do something. Like I told my mom, I just want to go to Florida and get on a boat, but you can't. But it doesn't mean we're not going to fight for them. We're not going to give up.
Now, I want to ask you a question. There's a 13-year-old that got, got killed by the communist regime of, and this is actually particularly right here, the scene where he is being shot right here in the head by the communist regime. A 13-year-old, Maggie. This actually, it is happening in the left in the United States of America, in the left around the world. They're covering this, and they're not saying actually the truth about what is happening. And the most blatant lie today that I woke up, it is the Mexican president saying, and also the New York Times, the CNN, MSNBC, PBS, all these leftist mainstream media saying that the people of Cuba, they are only rising because they did not wanted COVID vaccines. That is just amazing. So you're talking about 62 years of these people, and until now, it's just amazing. What is your opinion on that?
Well, I think, it's ridiculous that someone would believe that after 62 years, they decided to wake up and just, protest over a vaccine. That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. And of course, what can we expect from the left? We can expect nothing from the left. All these people want is freedom. They don't want to come to Miami. They don't want to come invade the United States. They want to stay there because that's the only life they've ever had, the only home they've ever had. They just want to be able to have that freedom that we have to rebuild the island, to rebuild the country. Of course, that's going to come with a lot of help from us. It's not going to hurt anybody. It's up to us. The immigrants that migrated in the 50s and 60s and 70s and so on, we will help them rebuild. It's not like they're going to be a burden or anything. I don't particularly think that that's what they're thinking, but just to make sure that some aren't thinking that do we want them in here like the 80s boat invasion? No, we don't want that. We want to be able to help them. I don't know if you know Cubans, they're very proud people. I'm not saying 100% of them are, but the majority are very proud. They don't like handouts. I was raised that way from a very proud father. And he took no handouts from the United States, but he always had respect for the United States and was always very grateful that they opened their arms to him in 1959. So they don't want
Now,
handouts.
I want to ask you a question. This is because there is a lot of disturbance being going on over there. I was talking to another compatriota tuyo from Cuba, another fellow paisano from Cuba, and he was telling me that they have been calling the Cuban populations that they don't follow the communist regime, the indoctrination. They if they don't follow the communist regime, they call you a worm. They call you scum. This is what the president Diaz Colon, Diaz, yeah,
Canel.
Diaz Canel, what he said the other day, and what he named his population because they're anti-communist. Well, how do you feel about this? This is disgusting. The way that these communist dictators, they refer to their own people, and not only that, they send their own people to hurt their own people. And it's just amazing.
Well, the word worm, gusano, as we say in Spanish, gusano, that's nothing new. That was the word that they called the Cuban when the Cubans came in the 50s and 60s when they fled the island. They were called worms, gusanos, by the communist regime. So that's not a new word. It might be a new word to the rest of the world or to the United States, but that's a word that they've always called us, those that immigrated to the United States. They think we were turning our backs on the island, which is totally asinine, but what can I say? But yeah, that is not a word that is, we're immune to that, I think, in a way.
How has your life, now that you're living in the most, I believe, the most capitalist country in the world, that is the United States of America, and one of the most beautiful countries that exists in the world, that is the United States of America, that gives the opportunity for dreams to come true. How do you feel that right now this is going on in Cuba? That is, I believe, that is the greatest rising in history of Cuba. Cuba has never done this like this in history, and they're still fighting right now. This is, elderly people. These are people in their 70s, 80s, 60s, that they're walking outside of the streets, people in wheelchairs, people in crutches, people that they're fighting with sticks and stones. Do you think that these people are going to calm down? The citizens are going to calm down, or you think that they're going to keep fighting until they are free?
Well, Oscar, that's probably the $1,000,000 question. Can they continue to fight? These people are fighting with sticks, with ropes, with words, and with their fists if they have to. So if they will continue fighting, I don't know. I don't think anyone knows at this point. We are trying. We have lost connection, of course. As of Sunday night, we have no way of letting them know that we're here and that we're trying to support them as much as we can. There are boats that are, lined up, ready to go as soon as we get an okay. But whether they will continue this massacre, because this is not, they're torturing these people. I have an acquaintance in Miami that his brother, he not only got killed, but they ripped his eyes and his teeth out before while he was alive. They beat them to death. They're doing it to women and children, and Cuba cannot do this alone without weapons. They need help, and we need to give it to them. Somehow we need to get an okay. We're not asking for a lot. We're just asking for an okay to go. We have arms. We're ready.
That I want to particularly just, say, because a lot of the people in the United States of America have a perception that Cubans are okay with the leftist narrative and Democrats, because there's communists that they're going outside right now to protest against the anti-communist that is actually the people. What is your opinion right now on what all these communist people that they live now in the country that you live now, that is the United States of America, that is the communist regime right now, about what do you think about Alexandria Ocasio not coming out, Rashida Tlaib, this congresswoman, not coming out, Ilhan Omar, a leftist, radical, not coming out, Joe Biden not saying exactly what is he going to do right now, coming out, Kamala Harris not giving an opinion on what is she going to do, coming out. All the artists, Cuban artists, that they are enjoying the life of the United States of America, not supporting their own people and not coming out. What do you think about that?
Well, it's heartbreaking. It's totally heartbreaking because they're not doing anything. We, the people that are here, are the voice for Cuba right now. We need for them to stand up and say something, do something. From Biden, President Biden, I really didn't expect anything, but the tears I've shed and everything in the last couple of days, I keep hoping that his administration will wake up and do something and help. This is not something that's going to go away. Cubans in the United States are not going to let this go away. That's the sad thing. The artists, it's very sad that they have to follow the lifestyle of the elite and not do anything when they have the power and the money to do something. It's devastating, Oscar. It really is, because we need the politicians that we voted for, that we elected, to come out and say something. Do something. Help us out here. These people are dying in the streets. They're begging, for their freedom. That's all they want. And we can't just sit around. this is not going to go away.
This is the statement, and let me get it right here because I'm trying to find it. It was sent to me. The statement from Donald Trump that it was written, and I cannot find it. I cannot find it right now. I don't know where I left it, but specifically Donald Trump, it is saying that he is standing with this is right here. It says big demonstrations are breaking out in Cuba and Miami in protest of the communist Cuban government. Although today there are 0 protesters in Cuba, you know what that means. Don't forget that Biden and the Democrats campaign on reversing my very tough stance on Cuba. Remember when Obama attended a baseball game with Castro's? Well, they imprisoned, beat, and killed the Cuban people. I stand with the Cuban people 100%. Their fight for freedom. The government must let them speak and be free. Joe Biden must stand up to the communist regime, or history will remember. The Cuban people deserve freedom and human rights. They are not afraid. What is your thoughts on President Trump?
Well, he probably outdid himself. He said more than I thought he would. Not that I didn't expect it, because he is amazing. He gave us 4 wonderful years in America, and I know he hasn't gone anywhere. He's still there. He hasn't left us. President Trump is just amazing. I mean, my mom and I sat today and we thought, what do you think is going through his head right now, that he's helpless and he can't protect and he can't do something about this? I guarantee you within less than an hour that it happened on Sunday, he would have been out on the air and he would have been doing something, giving us some peace, giving us some comforting words, because that's what a president does, especially when the majority of us voted for him. So I know that he's got to be torn right now, that he can't just reach out and take control. And that's okay. That's okay, President Trump, because we're here. We're waiting for you to come back, and in whatever position. But I did not expect anything from Joe Biden. I'm sorry.
As a Cuban migrant, last thing, as a Cuban migrant, how do you feel right now then, and what do you think is going to be the solution? Because the Cuban community in the United States of America is huge. The Cuban community in Mexico, it's huge also. The Cuban community in Spain, it's huge. The Cuban community in Colombia is huge. In Argentina is huge. Cubans are all over the world. Every part, they are a big community. What do you think is going to be the solution? Because, the solution, it is basically, fight these dictators, but somebody has to intervene. They cannot do it on their own. These people are dying right there to fight for freedom. What do you think is the solution for the situation right now in the island?
I think for starters, it's going to take a lot of solutions. I think for starters, we need to get an okay. We need to get the okay to go and help, and the United States needs to jump in and help. It doesn't mean we're going to bring them here, but they're fighting. It's not a huge island. It wouldn't take much. Just give the okay and go and start protecting them, start taking care of them, but as well as already sending armed people to help the regime, the communist regime. So if they're already struggling with no weapons and no nothing, because that was the intention of communism, to take away the weapons so that way they can have total control years ago, they have nothing to fight with. If the entire island revolts against the regime, they might have some help. There's going to be a lot of dead people, but they're already sending people from Venezuela. They're alone. We need this government. We need this administration to do something.
This is really interesting what you just said. They're already sending people from Venezuela, and I heard that from a Venezuela migrant that he heard in his people that they actually live in Venezuela. That ultimately, that's why Raúl Castro went to Venezuela, practically, possibly to ask for help. and they already sending the regime from Venezuela to Cuba. It is just amazing how these communist dictators, they want to implement and not let the people free.
No, they're not going to let the people free. I mean, it's either now or never. I mean, it's going to have to, they're going to have to take action now and continue the action that they're taking, but they can't do it alone. We cannot stress enough to this administration how much we need them to stand up and come out and do something and say something. It's not a huge thing. It's not like we're combating, Russia or something like that. But I guarantee you, it's going to get a lot worse if this administration does not do something about it. It's going to get a lot worse. And what Joe Biden doesn't understand is we're not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere. If they kill the last person on that island, we are going to pay them back. We are not going anywhere.
Well, thank you so much, Maggie, for being brave enough to speak. A lot of people in the United States of America, they don't understand that for a Cuban, it is really difficult to speak up because they have a lot of, anger. One, they have a lot of resentment to what this communist government has done, not only to their lives psychologically, but also to their families that they are living actually at the island. A lot of the Cubans, they don't want to speak. They say, Oscar, I want to go, but I'm afraid. I'm afraid to speak because I know what these animals, these parasites are capable of. They destroy. That is what communism does. Every person that I have talked to, Venezuelan, Cuban, Nicaragüense, every Peruanos, they are trying to implement communism in Peru. All of these people that they have talked to, they don't want to talk about. They don't want to say anything because that is what a communist regime does. They shut you up. They censored you as what they are trying to do in the United States of America. Mm-hmm. And this is a clear manifesto, an exam for everybody to see what is actually happening interiorly. So I want to appreciate you. I want to say thank you, Maggie. Everybody saying thank you right here on the live feed. You are so brave. You're so courageous. Viva Cuba, porque Cuba es libre.
Thank you, Oscar, from my heart. Thank you.
Thank you so much. God bless you. There you have it. That's that's Maggie. She is a Cuban American, which she has which she migrated to the United States of America. It is important that we talk to the actual people. That we talk to the the people that they are living now in the United States of America, and they exiled Cuba. This is examples for people to understand in the United States of America what is actually happening. What is actually happening. And this is insulting what they did today. Really insulting. Today, the Mexican president, he said that the rising of the people of Venezuela, it is because they don't want to take the vaccine, and he wants to support the people of Cuba. He wants to help the people of Cuba. And if you actually go to this post, you will actually see all the Cubanos, how they are insulting the president of Mexico because they're saying you're communist parasite. You don't even know what you're talking about. This is what he said, and let me translate right here, is I am going to share today's morning conference of the president as he is asked, what does he think about the Cuban situation right now in his morning conferences. This is a morning conference that it was done by the president of Mexico, and he was asked by a reporter, as he is a communistic ideologist. President Trump says that he has a good friendship with him, although they see things really different. You can be friends with a communist, of course, but you're not going to follow his ideas. That's why President Trump says, I'm a good friend with him. We have a good relationship. We got a great relationship, but we don't follow the same ideas. We are not communists over here in the United States of America. President Trump has said it so many times. Look what he says right here as he's being asked. It's an interview of 2 minutes and 33 seconds, and the Mexican president is being asked about what is going on right now in Cuba, and this is his response. What is your opinion on the president of Cuba and what he expressed on the Cubans exercising their right of protest against the revolution? Is this correct on your point of view? This is a really good question. The reporter does a really good question because he puts the president on a pedestal, which the president has to say, this is correct, this is not correct. So if he's for the communistic ideology, he's going to go around the question and he's going to sweet himself around the way. And if he was courageous enough to say, no, that is absolutely their right. They can go out and protest. They can go out and do this. They can go out and do that. Hear what he says about when he's asked this question. He goes around it. He says that is something that is internal politics. That is something that is internal politics of Cuba. You understand? Dictators. You understand? You see how he nodded? You understand what I'm saying? That is internal politics of Cuba. You understand? But when he's asked about Evo Morales, that he was a socialist, that he was a ruler of Bolivia and a dictator for more than 12 years, he gave him asylum into our country of Mexico. When he's asked about Nicolás Maduro, he's, oh my God, he's the best of the world. When he's asked about, communist ideologies, he doesn't say anything. So that is his response immediately. That is internal politics of Cuba. Look what he says next. What I wish, and I say it with all sincerity, and that I hope that there's no confrontation. What the hell you're talking about, man? You hope that you're hoping that you don't want confrontation. Look what is happening right now in your country. Look how the cartel has your country. You got more than 86,000 deaths, and you go on an interview with Jorge Ramos when he's confronting you about statistics, and you say, I got other statistics. It's just amazing how these communist people, they go around the question and they sweep themselves away. And he's saying, the only thing that I can say is that I don't want confrontation. Of course, hugs, no bullets. And look how the country of Mexico is right now. The people of Michoacan are running away on an exodus from their own city because the cartel has control of Michoacan and Guerrero. Look what he says right here. And he's also saying, and without interference from a foreign country. Who do you think he's referring to right there? Of course, AMLO. No quieres que se meta a Estados Unidos because that is a capitalist country. He says, and of course, without international interference, who do you think he's referring to? Who do you think he's throwing the rock and hiding the hand? Tira la piedra pero esconde la mano. Who do you think he's throwing the rock and hiding the hand? With what country do you think he's referring to? And look what he says right here. And that the Cubans themselves resolve their discrepancies. And if the problem is originated because the lacking of food and because of medical attention and because of vaccines, there's two ways to resolve it. Number one, canceling the blocking. That is unjust and is inhumane. Number one. Number two, and that the countries around the world, they help Cuba on a humanitarian way, without without political advantages, without political political gain. And we are more than likely to help if they solicitate. Who's they? If they want us to help them, we will help them. Who's they, Andres Manuel López Obrador? Who do you refer as they? Hold on a minute. Let me go step by step of what you just said. Vaccines, food, and it is something interior. And then you say this, they have to take away the blockage of, aid going into Cuba because it is inhumane. So what happened to Venezuela, Andres? What happened? President Trump wanted to send supplies to Venezuela. What happened to all those supplies? Do you know what happened? The communist regime of Nicolás Maduro took it. It did not give it to the people. Who do you refer as they? You refer as they as the people, or you're referring as they as the communist authority, el castrismo? Who do you refer there? Of course, you're referring to the Castro regime. You're referring to that. You're not referring to the urgency of the people that they want to be free. They don't want to be under this communistic ideology regime. They want to be free. Why don't you help the people to be free? Help the people, not the communist regime, la revolución, that it hasn't worked for 62 years. 62. These are communist dictators, people. These people right here, whether you do it my way or whether you do it my way, and there's only one way. It is my way. Frank Sinatra used to sing that. It is the only way. So this is how the morning of today we woke up to. After the videos that I just shown you about what is happening in Cuba, after the horror that is occurring in Cuba, this is what we wake up to. Lies from the left. Go to CNN. Go to MSNBC. Go to PBS. Go to the New York Times. Go to all of those networks and find out what they are saying about this. And you will find these kind of responses. They mixed one thing with the other. Necessity of the food, vaccines. It's because they don't want to take the vaccine. That's why they're rising. The population of Cuba is so inhumane and is so irresponsible because they don't want to take the vaccine. They're so responsible. So now the narrative from the left is that those people from Cuba, that they're rioting, and they're supposedly rioting, and they're supposedly, protesting, that they were protesting peacefully. Now those people are bad because those people are not taking the backs. But if they were taking the backs, this face right here will be happy. Everything will be okay. Everybody will be having fun. Oh my God, we are having a party right here. Nobody will be protesting. So you're telling me that 62 years of communist regime has always worked in Cuba? Everybody's happy in Cuba? Oh my God, they're so happy. They're really happy with what the communist regime has done. 62 years of that? Capitalism does not work. Also, Oscar. My God, look at this. I'll tell you something. People that they live in Honduras, they will take Honduras 1,000 times more of living in Cuba. People that they live in Guatemala, they will take 1,000 times more living in Guatemala than living in Cuba. People that they live in El Salvador, they will take 1,000 times more living in El Salvador than living in Venezuela. People that they live in Mexico, they will take 1,000 times more to live in Venezuela and Cuba. And these people are saying, oh, it is a capitalist crisis, like Alexandria Ocasio. They don't see all the communist presidents that they are in the continent of America. That is the thing that is really important for everybody to see and for everybody to understand. This is extremely sad, people. How, there are protests right now around the United States of America as the confrontations and the actual situation of what is happening in Cuba, it is continuing. And this is what I heard from several different people that have been actively, protesting and actively continuing to protest out in the United States of America. They're saying, you know what, we're not going anywhere. We're still going to protest. Nobody's showing these videos. Nobody's talking about this. What, the people just woke up one day and they're just like, oh, you know what, we're having fun. People just woke up one day and say, oh, you know what, we're just okay. 62 years, man. 62 years. Thank you so much, Esther. I'm a Cuban American and many of us listen to you and I appreciate you so much. God bless your heart. Thank you so much. Viva Cuba, porque Cuba es libre. Look at this, man. And and thank you so much, moderator right here. Oscar sharing his platform for people to talk. We have also shared video from people in Cuba. This is the number one thing. My platform, I'm helping people to express themselves. En Cubanos and Latinos, I'm helping them to come out and express themselves. To say the reality and the truth about what is really happening. Don't miss the show right now. As in 3 o'clock in almost 30 minutes, we will be live in Spanish as we have a Puerto Rican that he has been actively involved in politics in Puerto Rico, and he's going to speak about what is happening in Puerto Rico and how this communistic regime is also involved in Puerto Rico and how the situation in Cuba. He knows a lot of history. This man knows a lot of history. He's a really, really well-prepared man. But this is cynical. This right here. When are people going to understand que el comunismo no sirve? Communism does not work. I remember a video about a Black American that he is in Black Lives Matter. And he was protesting in Black Lives Matter, a Black American. And he was screaming, we need a communist system to be fair for blacks and browns. Hold on a minute. Who told you to speak for brown people? Who told you that? Actually dictating now what you say, and you want what you want, not what the people want. So you're actually implementing your dictatorship immediately. Immediately. In your speech, you can actually say, this guy's a dictator. Immediately, you say what I say, and you say what I want. Your feelings, you get involved, that anger against America. So this young man is screaming, we want a communist system. We want a communist system that is fair for browns and blacks. Only browns and blacks. Whites don't? The hell? White people know? Wouldn't it be fair to say we want justice of a system to be fair for all the American population and the American people so we can be great as a nation and help the world to grow? Wouldn't it be fair to speak like that? No. As a communist, you speak as a dictator. Speak only as creating yourself a bubble that is only you, and you. There's a level of life that you live, a 1% life that is glorious, and it is just beautiful life with gold and everything. How dictators live. And there's the population. And this young man is black, you know, going on about communism and it needs to be fair for the people and to create, you know, a fairness and equality of economy for everybody to have the same opportunities. Where do you live, by the way? You live in the United States, right? You live in the United States, right? Have you ever experienced communism? This right here, people, which I'm showing right now in the video, this is actual video about what has been happening in Cuba yesterday and, you know, a day before that. And this right here, people, this tells you how it is important to the world to know how Cubanos right now are an example to the world that they are willing courageously to stand up against this communist regime and what the American population and my people of Mexico, we need to do. Our people of Mexico, we need to do. We need to stand up against this tyrannical people. This is why in the morning I said, and I asked a question, where is Alexandra Ocasio? Where is Rashida Tlaib? Where is Ilhan Omar right now speaking on what is going on Cuba? And they're really smart. They wait for everything to come out, and then when they have a beautiful justification, they will come out and say, this is because of the sanctions of Donald Trump, and it is because of the capitalists, you know, how they implement their imperialistic, you know, economy into the world, and they don't let nobody else do it. So right now, Cuba is suffering, and that is why, because of the capitalism. Right? That's gonna be your rebuttal, right, Alexandria? I already know where you're going. You're going to go into the victimization character, the which you are really a phenomenal actress on victimizing yourself. You're a phenomenal actress. You're going to victimize yourself into a point of like, oh my God, this is because of the capitalist crisis. And it was because of the sanctions and the tariff that Donald Trump did to Cuba in the past administration. And he left us just a broken system of immigration, of everything on the economy. So everything is the fault of Donald Trump. Everything is the fault of him. This is why capitalism needs to be eliminated. Look what it's doing to people. Look, it's ruined them. And now they're going out and protesting. No, you peanut of a brain dumbass. No. It's not going to work. You know that Cubanos, they don't believe you. Puerto Ricanos, they don't like you, Alexandria. They don't like Rashida Tlaib. They don't like Ilhan Omar. No les caes bien, no te quieren. Because you're lying. No. You cannot lie and preach your communist and trash to a person that has actually lived in a communistic world. You cannot preach your trash into people that are suffering right now. Look at this. This is how you're going to play it out. I'm just waiting on you. Ay, Dios mío santo, ya te conozco. Así mira, con la palma de la mano. I know your response. How is it going to be? This is because of the American imperialism. Oh my God, I know. You're going to victimize yourself like you don't even know. And you're going to create this bubble of ideas that is because of the American imperialism, the people are rising against their own people. And this is what capitalism does. It creates fights between the people. This is why it needs to be eliminated. La, la, la. Yeah, that's what you're going to do, huh, Alexandria? You're preparing your speech right now. Really intelligent. You're really smart. You know, you're just waiting on the moment. But nobody worries about what the actual people think. This is why I bring actual citizens that they have lived in Cuba and they are migrants from Cuba. It is so important to get the actual people, the root, the fruit of the country. This is why when I interview people from Venezuela, I interview people from Venezuela, not the corrupt politician, not the parasite that has been always living out of the fruits of the government. No, we interview the people, the ones that they know the reality about it. What is happening in Cuba? What is happening in Venezuela? It is so important that we get the actual truth about the people, not these socialist dictators. That they create a bubble of ideas, and it is so magnificent. It is so good. Oh my God, Marxism, the book. If you never have read Karl Marx's book, oh, I remember a protest in El Paso. There was a young kid. Anthony and me, we went to the ICE offices. There was a protest around 20 young kids. And they were protesting against ICE. This is, leave them alone. Let them go. Let them go. And they were all Black Lives Matters. So they were all Hispanic. And I go over there and I'm talking to one. And he's a young kid around 18, 19 years old. And you know what he says? Hey, let me educate you, man. Hold on. How old are you, son? 18 years old. Oh, my. Let me educate you. Have you read Karl Marx? What book have you read about Karl Marx? Karl Marx, the book. They don't even know. And they have never experienced what communism and poverty it is. It is so sad, this generation of crystal. And they are, where are they right now? Has the Black Lives Matter voice speaker or Black Lives Matter organization speaker, have they said something about this? Because they are Marxists. They have declared themselves Marxists. Also, Black Lives Matter, they are Marxists. They have said it before. There's videos where they're actual members. They're saying we are Marxists. We believe on Marxism. Have they spoken about this? No, huh? Nobody. Amazing. How's everybody doing? Oscar Blue right here, live for you guys. Thank you so much for joining. God bless everybody that is watching. I will be live at around 15 minutes in Spanish for people that want to watch in Spanish. I will be live with Carlos Rivera. He is a Puerto Rican, a politician from Puerto Rico, that we are going to have a conversation about what actually is going on in Puerto Rico, but ultimately we're going to talk about this situation in Cuba. And it is good to reunite voices with Latinos every day, todos los días, every day, so they can have a voice and they can have a platform. And my small platform of 70,000 followers, if I can use to give a voice to a Latino that is growing and that wants to grow and that wants to help fight the communism ideology, ring me up, send me a message. And I will put you on the screen right here. And you can express yourself and you can say, and you be courageous and you can have a voice and people can hear you out that communism and socialism, it does not work. Be brave. Don't let these dictators take away your voice. God bless you all. Thank you so much for joining. Buy me a coffee is on top of the link if you guys like to contribute to our independent reporting. Also, we're live at Facebook and we're live at YouTube. So PayPal is on the message box. Thank you. Description box. Thank you so much. Follow me at Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Telegram, and Parler. And Rumble. I don't have Parler. Or I think I don't. I don't even know. Stand tall, man. Stand strong. Free Cuba. Que viva Cuba porque Cuba es libre. Free Cuba, man. Hashtag SOS Cuba. Stay safe. And like we always say, people, peace and love. Because always your country's first. God bless.
Ya van días y varias semanas.
He hasn't given no response, and it's been days and it's been weeks, and
you think, Sarah, of this canyon right here?
It's absolutely incredible. I haven't been to Tijuana in a lot of years, and seeing how wide open it is. I mean, I don't know if you could turn the camera around and show everyone just how wide open it is. It's incredible.
A couple of questions. So. Rashida, what is your opinion on the massive child trafficking that is happening?
Y espero logren su objetivo de la justicia a su país. Luchen por su país. Say the best sacrifice for your country.
Están bloqueando el acceso. ¡Viva! La Policía Federal o la autoridad nos está deteniendo el acceso y nos está deteniendo el paso para poder cruzar hacia el Zócalo, señores.